What's up, guys? Welcome back to Paranormal Chop Shop. Spooky. I hope you guys had a good Halloween. And I think Ren will be with us in a little while. What's up, Carol? I see you in there, and Cass, and my flock. Enzo is here with me, guys. I'm going to bring him up right now. What's up, Enzo?
What's happening, man?
Happy Friday.
Yeah. Friday.
It's Friday.
And, of course, just to confuse everything else, tomorrow night we turn our clocks back an hour. So it'll just be kind of wacky going into November like this.
That's right. It's does not feel like it's time for Thanksgiving to me.
I know.
I was just in a store a few days ago, and they were selling Christmas shit already. I was in a store a few weeks ago, actually, and I seen some Christmas present type stuff out. Mandate comes earlier and earlier every year.
Yep. One of the channels I watch, they do live streams from all the the Disney parks and Universal and all that stuff around Orlando. And they all went to a bunch of the parks today, and all of them in the middle, after having Halloween stuff all, October, last night flipped everything all over to Christmas.
Yep. Yeah. I could swear when I was a kid, the shit didn't start happening until December. Like, you did not see.
It's like we still got a holiday in there. We still got Thanksgiving yet.
Yep.
Still have our planes, trains, and automobile marathon to sit through before we get to Christmas.
That's actually a good show, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's a Thanksgiving movie. That's what they were trying to do, was to get home for Thanksgiving.
I was on Jess Rogi's show on Halloween, and one of her questions for me, I thought Jess knew that I wasn't a scary movie guy. I have some scary stories because the shit scared the shit out of me, and
right.
Okay, well, but I don't go around getting scared on purpose. I don't do that stuff. So I don't watch scary movies, but I do got some favorites. And she asked me what they were, what was my go-to Halloween movie, and I told her Boo 2. It's Medea's Boo 2. Oh, guys, it's so funny. She said she never seen it. I sent her a clip of it afterwards. She told me I gotta watch that. I was like, you definitely gotta watch it. It's hilarious.
I'll have to admit, I was not expecting a Medea movie to come up as your favorite scary movie.
Hey, it's scary as shit. There's some parts of it that are scary. You don't think it's gonna be, but it's actually a little scary. A little bit.
I don't really.
That's one good ass. Yeah,
I was thinking about it when she asked you that question. I was like, man, if I was on the pad, I don't know what I would answer either, because I don't really like horror movies so much, sci-fi and stuff. And I guess I could throw out Jaws, or still scares me to this. I saw it in the theater as a kid, and to this day, when that guy's head kind of rolls out in front of the hole in the bottom of it, I still jump. And I'm 56.
The only part on Jaws that I don't like that bothers me is when the motherfucking shark busts through the back of the boat, makes the boat rise up, and the dude just starts floating down into his mouth.
Yeah, I was just sliding right down.
Just swim towards that shit. Get it over with. And the movie does not do sharks justice, y'all. I'm telling you right now, as a man that has caught sharks and drug them bastards up on a pier or onto the shore or a boat where I'm at, those are just mean dogs. Those are mean water dogs. As soon as you get them out of the water, they will bite your ass. You'll think it's dead, okay? This shark ain't moved in hours. Go walk over by it and see what happens. If it'll start going flopping all over trying to get to you, it wants to bite your ass.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I don't like sharks, man. People say that octopuses are aliens. No, sharks are fucking aliens. I've caught a shark. This is going to sound horrible, but this is just life, guys. When you're going to eat something, this is what happens. We caught a shark, brought it up to the top of the pier. It's snapping at everybody. Gut the shark, take all his guts and heart and everything out and throw it in the water. Leave him there to bleed out, right? Instead of knocking him in the head. And that's probably been the same thing to do, but I didn't do that. So 2 hours later, we go back to the gutted shark to walk up and check him out. As soon as we get up to him, he's just trying to kill everybody. And he doesn't have any guts and hasn't had anything in him for 2 hours. He has nothing. And his brain is still telling him to bite us. Like,
that crazy?
They blow my mind, dude. I've never seen an animal that can live without none of its intestines. No heart, no, no nothing. And they just kept going.
It is amazing how some animals can just live forever after just what should be a immediate death kind of a thing like that. I've went hunting, deer hunting with some friends, and one guy lines up on the deer, shoots it. He knows he hit it, but immediately it bolted off. Ran like about 150 yards, jumped over a fence, and he's chasing it. The whole spiel. He finally catches up to it another 50 yards past the fence where it finally died. While he's gutting it out, he pulls the heart out, and that's where he had hit it because he's a pretty good shot. The heart was completely cleaved into 2 pieces, and it still ran a couple of 100 yards and jumped a fence and all of that.
It didn't need it. It was running off adrenaline. I shot one at a good distance with a bow. It's probably pretty long. It was 76 yards, okay? And I had to shoot through a tree because of the arc of the arrow. So it was a good shot, guys. And I'm aiming for this spot right here, okay? I'm trying to hit him in the heart and in the lung. It's a kill shot for everything. Everyone knows what I'm talking about that hunts.
Yep.
I'm aiming for there. He's with a doe. He's looking at me, and I've got the bow pulled back. I'm waiting for him to look away. Okay. As soon as he looked back at the doe, I pulled the trigger. And I'm waiting for the arrow to hit him. He looks at the doe. He looks back at me. When he looks back at me, the arrow's like 10 feet away from him. So it's way too late. He's fucked. He looks back, sees that arrow, and just kicks. He kicked that arrow. It didn't stop him from dying, but he kicked the arrow. It turned, and it threw the arrow. So the arrow's flying this way, guys, right? He kicks it.
Right.
It turns completely off course. It hits him in the back of the leg when he kicks it. The arrow spins and shoots this way and then goes straight into his body. Then he took off running. He made it about 15 yards, and it perfectly went in. I use razor blades,
right?
2-inch. It's a 2-inch Renegade mechanical blade, so it's a true 2-inch blade. That blade turned and went straight down his body, perfect, and it gutted him it looked like I did it with a knife. So that guy, all his guts came out, and he ran and stepped on his guts and got tangled up in them and then died. I was like, what the fuck? That was the most horrible one I've ever done. Like that. It only took one shot to kill him, but oh my goodness, he lived for probably 5 minutes. Probably 4 minutes like that. And that was a horrible one. When I found him, I felt so bad. I was like, oh man, I'm sorry. But yeah, animals are crazy. But a shark, like I said, the shark we caught, he could just live without his intestines forever. Like, I don't know how long it was going to take him to die.
That's insane.
In the water. He was out of the water the whole time. He's up on a pier. Yeah, those things that's a different animal.
Steve, have you ever, among the missings out in the audience, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on? How's it going to everyone out there that I missed?
Yeah, you didn't say hello to everybody.
Well, I did right before I brought you up. But John wasn't here. Yeah, some people weren't here yet. There was only a few people when we started.
Nikki's checking up on how drunk I am. Well,
Tomorrow, Big Willie. Tomorrow, homie. You thought you was gonna outsmart me? The answer's tomorrow. He's so mad right now. He's like, how the fuck did you know that? Why did you have to ruin it? Why couldn't you just played it off like you didn't know? I know what he's thinking.
Man,
so, Enzo, have you ever been out in the ocean swimming? and had anything mess with you?
Not really. I'm not much of a beach person, anyways. But I have when I first moved down here to Kansas, I thought I'll be doing all this world traveling as part of the job, and I went and got PADI certified, scuba certified, and then never ended up using it. But I certainly splashed around in the ocean, and you see shadows and stuff sometimes. I did go snorkeling at this one place I was at. It's out in the Indian Ocean. And the whole little island is sort of shaped like the outline of a foot, actually. But the interior part's just all a giant lagoon. So it's just a thin strip of land that goes around the outside and then this big lagoon on the inside. And was splashing around in there. And when you went more out towards the middle, there were a few black-tip sharks hanging out. They're kind of a reef shark. And I wasn't getting the fin straight down thing, which is the threatening posture yet. But it's like I saw them, and they're like 5 or 6 foot long. It's like I'm going to go the other way, But it was just like hopping into an aquarium. There, it was pretty amazing. I was out there living like Gilligan.
I used to. Well, I say surf, but I only surfed a few times. I liked boogie boarding more than surfing, especially for where we went. Their waves just weren't big enough to surf sometimes, but you could always boogie board.
Right.
And I was a kid, so we used to do that all the time. Swim in the ocean all the time. Doesn't bother me. We start going to an aquarium, seals and stuff in it. Got all these big fish and eels in there. Start seeing all this ocean life. That was in Morro Bay. And then we went out to Pismo, and I don't know why we were getting in the water. I don't know if the kids wanted to swim or what, but decided I was going to get in the water too.
Yeah.
It's me and Deanna, and Deanna don't go in the ocean very deep. She goes about shin deep, and then that's it. And we went out to Pismo. We got in the ocean. I got out there and started swimming. So my head's out of the water because there's no more ground. I'm way out there. I'm swimming. Yeah. It drops off pretty quick. It drops off fast there. So I'm swimming around, and there's this thing floating about 15, 20 yards away from me. So from here, you can't see what's floating, that far away. But if someone's standing out of the water up on the beach, they can see that better than me. So,
right.
I told Deanna, what's that floating over there? Like I'm screaming back to the beach, and she said, I think it's seaweed or something like that. So I was like, okay. So I started kind of swimming slow back towards the beach, so I looked back at the seaweed, and this is only after about 30 seconds to a minute. When I start swimming, I look back at the seaweed, and it's gone. It's just totally gone. It's not floating there no more. From fishing, I've seen sharks come to the top of the water around our boat, and they just twist sideways, and their fin slaps the top of the water. So I know sharks go up to the top of the water and like sunbathe. It's weird what they're doing, but that's the first thing that clicked into my head, and I was like, so now it's time to go back to shore. No, I know better than to go fast. I ain't trying to be afraid.
Yeah, you can't splash a lot.
Now I'm just swimming nice and slow, and then I feel my toes touch the sand underneath me, and I was like, oh, finally. So I take a step. When I took a step, my brain said, something just swam between your legs. Okay, because I felt the current. And I was like, oh, no. Now I'm just stuck, right? So I take another step, and when I take another step, My brain's not telling me something swam between my legs, because on the next step, something bumps into my leg, goes between my legs, bumps into my leg. Dude, I don't know what to do now. Okay. So now I'm pushing water and taking steps as fast as I can. But every step I take, something's going, shoo, and I go back, and then it goes, shoo, goes the other. It's freaking me out. I get about chest deep. Waves are still pushing me. As I get about chest deep, and where I start to take another full step and nothing happens that time, as soon as that happened, right in front of me, out of the water and onto its back, a sea otter, and it's clapping its fins, dude. It pops out of the water, and when it came out of the water, I screamed like a girl. And so now there's two people fishing on the beach. Those guys are fucking dying laughing because they thought I was going to get ate too. They knew something was up. Like, they seen it too coming because that thing disappeared. And so they're dying laughing. This thing's swimming in circles around me, and I'm like waist deep now, and it's bumping me in the back with its nose, like, trying to get me to touch it. I was like, fuck that, dude. They look nice and cute from afar. They're pretty damn big when you're in the water.
They can get real big, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was my ocean attack, dude. It was a sea otter playing with me. I thought I got attacked by a shark. I just knew the next pass, my leg was going to be gone, dude. That's it. It was him, dude. He was swimming figure eights in between my legs as I was walking. He was just going, shoo, 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 shoo.
That island I was talking about is Diego Garcia, which is this island way out in the middle of nowhere out in the South Indian Ocean. And that lagoon area out in the middle is loaded with stingrays and, you know, all the different kind of rays that there are. And they tell you before, you know, it's okay to swim around in the lagoon area as long as you don't go too far out in the middle. Just shuffle your feet, because it's like up to your waist, almost 150 yards away from the beach, you know. And but they're like, yeah, shuffle your feet if you're walking around out there, so that scares away the rays, because they sit like right in, they kind of like half bury themselves in the sand, and they got that stinger barbed tail that'll whip around and slice you right open. But saw a lot of those, but they were kind of the smaller type. But you know, just splashing around out there, it's like you kind of do have to look around, because, you know, you're not in your domain anymore when you're underwater and stuff like that.
The only thing that ever freaks me out that I caught out there that I'm scared of being in the water is a skate shark. The stupid little bastards bury themselves in the sand, and they got big ass poisonous spikes that stick out off of them, and you step on them, and it's like getting stung by a jellyfish, they say. I've caught them, but I've never stepped on one. So, knock on wood.
A skate shark? Is it actually a shark, or is it like a?
It looks more like a sucker fish, but it's a shark. It's got, you don't want to stick your finger in there. Another thing too, I was fishing in brackish water up by San Francisco. So it's not salt water, it's not fresh water, it's mixed. I see these jellyfish, and they're swimming to the top. Go back down. And this guy goes, water, he's on a wakeboard. They were wakeboarding by us on a boat. And I thought, he's got to get down in the water at some point. So I saw the guy that saw the boat with me. These jellyfish swimming to the top of the water. Don't they sting you? And the guy says, no, those don't sting you, those little jellyfish. So then my Crocodile Dundee stupid ass. Okay. So the next one that swims to the top of the water, I grab a hold of it and I pull it out of the water and I set it inside my bait box. And as soon as it touches the worms melted to it, and the worms are just fucking going crazy because it's stinging the shit out of them. When I picked it up, I couldn't even get the worms off of it. They're melted to this jellyfish. It stung them that bad. I just dropped it back in the water, and I was like, yeah, I dare you to touch it. I dare you to touch it. If you think I won't sting you, you're fucking nuts. But yeah,
looky who is in the chat.
That. Who's back? Big Willie. Oh, wow. That one time. It's got to be Jamie. What's up, Jamie? Oh yeah. I downsized. I didn't take it away.
Yeah. Had to go to a different weight class for that.
Yep, everyone lost their access. Ren's got access, and she still ain't here.
I know. The one person that has the access that wants to do the show. Hey, let's do a show tonight. Where is she?
My new co-host is running late.
We've already told our life story this week over on the Jess Rogie show, and so tonight's Ren's turn.
I started talking shit about her, and she showed up quick. She's gonna yell.
Whoa!
What's going on, Ren?
What did I just come up to? What have you been saying? What's going on? What?
We were Jamie got in here and said she tried to creep up on us and fuck with the show. She couldn't do it because she lost her access. And I told her, yeah, the only one that's got access is Ren, and she's not even here.
No, oh my gosh. Okay, I want to bring her back up though. Like if she wants to come on, obviously I will bring Jamie on. Obviously, Jamie, you have more access and should have more access than I do. That was not my decision.
Oh, you don't want to come on. She wanted to get in the show and screw with us.
Yeah. She used to do that all the time. She'd go in the back and start playing like the intros or whatever graphics they had up in StreamYard.
That is so funny. If I knew how to do that, I would. So I'll learn it and then I'll just like pass on the shenanigans. I'll do that one time. I'll do it. You're
still in that hotel room?
Yeah. Why is she in a hotel room? And what's like, what are you up to, Jamie? What are you doing? What is she doing?
I'll leave that up to her. We chatted a little bit via instant messenger earlier this week.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So how was your guys' week? What have you been up to?
Cleaning. I've been cleaning.
Sunny is cleaning and did an appearance on Jess Rogie earlier this week, and then last night I did an appearance for my birthday drinking show, and
Enzo's birthday.
Did that.
And it was yesterday too, right?
Yep.
Birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday.
Happy belated.
Thank you. I mean, another year older.
What are you, like? What, 38? Like 72?
He's 38.
Almost. No, I turned 56 this year. So
right on.
Awesome. That's so cool.
I feel every year of it too.
And I missed it because I mistook it for next Thursday.
You can celebrate it next weekend next week if you like. Well, I can actually do the thing where.
Ooh, Jamie said that she'll come on if you guys drop her a link.
Oh, it's on. Okay. Jamie, where you want your link at? Drop her a link, Ren.
Okay. Let me see how I can do this because I don't know how to do this.
Invite at the bottom of our screen, and then copy link, and then go put it in her Instagram. You got this. We're teaching Ren how to do it, guys. That way she can set up shows too.
It's just annoying because everything's like on my laptop and I'm not signed into anything through my laptop. So I have to like put it over to my phone to then like share it since you're making me do it. So
Big Willie taught me and Chad. He taught me for sure.
I can send her the link if you want.
Yep. You can drop it to her.
Yeah, Enzo, you do it.
Hang on a second.
But you know how now.
Enzo's doing it.
All right.
It's just faster. Okay.
The world. I'm boomering it all up like a 56-year-old.
What'd you do this week, Ren?
I just kind of cleaned. I didn't do that much. My family member is coming next week. So I'm kind of just like making the house a little bit more presentable because it's obviously a little bit embarrassing in there. So I do have family coming from Hawaii, actually. That's where she stays on Maui. So she was not affected by the fires, by the way. So that was cool. But
that's good.
So she'll be coming for just like a few hours, and it's actually like my step grandma. So we're just gonna probably go out to lunch, and I have honestly no idea what it's gonna entail. I haven't seen her since like my graduation. Like we don't really talk to my family that much. Like so it's different. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes.
Well, it's nice having family come and stay. Sometimes it's better to have them go. But it's always nice when they get there. It's always like, nice honestly, when they get there. And Willie, your link is in Messenger. You got one.
Oh yeah, Willie, come up here. Just get the fuck up here. Sunny, what did you do? You said you were in the shop cleaning, but were you building anything this week? What have you been doing? How is like all of your stuff?
I'm always building stuff. Some stuff, secret stuff though, and I can't talk about what I'm building. DJ Space Jam. What's up?
How are you guys, my lovers?
Hello.
So much.
I love you, Rin.
How you been?
I was just talking about you the other day and about how beautiful you are.
Stop it.
Always. Always. What are y'all up to? I'm just sitting in a hotel room in the middle of nowhere.
Why?
To be frankly honest with you, because I have nothing better to do with my time.
She's on the run from the law.
Huh. Oh yeah.
No, I've been traveling a lot lately. So my husband does trade shows, and so he travels all around and like goes to different states to do trade shows. So I've just been traveling with him for the past like month now.
Oh, that's fun.
What state has been your favorite so far?
That's hard because like my favorite state is the state that I live in right now. Like I really like Vegas. Mm-hmm. I'm in Arizona right now, which isn't far off from Vegas. And here's why I like both of them. I'll tell you. It's because I like it like a dry heat, which is both of these places. Like there's no humidity. There's no bugs because it's too hot and we're just in the middle of the desert. And so like, Big Willie. Oh.
I don't know what we're looking at, guys.
It looks like two octopuses, like a daddy octopus and a baby octopus.
We were talking about deep sea animals. So.
Oh, is that why I came up?
Ah! That's so cute.
Squid head.
I love it.
You're in bed, aren't you? Whoa.
Oh, those are so fun.
Are you at a strip club? Wait, hold on. My husband's calling.
So what you been up to, Willie?
Endless amounts of working ish hours a week right now. Just a lot of work.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going around. I'm not familiar myself.
I'm going to be changing that soon.
You're going to be what?
I think I'm going to be changing it. Change jobs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it's the right move, but it's going to be boring. It's an office job. I hate like office work. You know?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be stuck in an office.
Yeah, that would suck.
Okay, I'm here. I'm back.
And it's federal.
Yes,
too.
he's back.
Federal
back again. Space Jam's back. Tell a friend.
We're very happy to see you, Jamie. A lot of people have been asking about where you guys have been.
Listen, lots of people keep messaging me too. I'll just I'll address it here and then everybody can clip it and send it to everyone. We're all just fucking busy. Shit, people have things going on and we don't have time to create content. The content that we make for our show takes a lot of time and research to do. And we make a lot of slideshows and stuff like that. And nobody currently has time, free time to help do that. And so because of that, we're not creating content because I don't want to put shitty content out there. I don't want to have half-assed done episodes, and I think like one of our last episodes was kind of like that, where I kind of was getting to the point where I was like, you guys, if you guys are busy, just say you're busy. Don't force me to have everybody show up. So I think that until everybody has more free time to dedicate to how we on our channel like to do research, we're just not making content, because I want our content to be good and genuine and not half-assed. You know, that's all.
Like, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that's all. It's not. It's we're not going anywhere. It's not like we disappeared or anything. It's just, you know, we want to put good content out there, and it's hard to do when everybody is really busy with stuff, and everybody just has a lot of stuff. Yeah, and everyone has a lot of stuff on their plates outside of like what we show the internet that we do and stuff like that. You know, like Kari has projects that Kari has going on that, you know, is secret, that we can't talk about. It can't be exposed to the world yet. And you know, Tony's off doing Tony's stuff, and Bobby's off doing Bobby's stuff, and Bree's doing, you know, her stuff that she's doing, and everybody's just busy except me. I'm not busy at all. That's why I'm traveling.
Jamie, I just had an idea. Tell me today, off the top, I'm just gonna run it. What if, you know, I guess like Tony Baba, but what if? No, I'm gonna save this because we're live. Never mind. I'll message it to you. That'll be better.
Okay, message it to me.
I'm reconsidering.
Message it to me.
Okay.
Message it to me.
Oh,
Message it to me. Hey, John. Hey, Grandmaster. Oh my God, look, everyone's up here.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of funny that you've taken a sabbatical, like a break at like the right time, because if you've like, it's all like a shit show. Like everything is such a shit show. Like I've seen some people on Twitter trying to at you guys too, like months ago, and I was like, what? Why? What is happening? Like you guys exited at a good time. Like it is a very good time to take a break.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to take a break with everything that's going on in the UFO world right now. Also, our content really wasn't about making UFO content. We were doing a lot more cryptids and ghosts and stuff like that. And also, I completely do not use Twitter at all. Like the Twitter is there because it has like our show thing on it, but like we have not used it in probably over 6 months at this point. And we just don't like, I don't look at Twitter. So I don't have it on my phone. I don't look at it because here's the thing. I think I try to tell this like Kari too, like Kari's still on Twitter. And I'm like, Twitter is not real life. If you got off of Twitter and lived your life, you would have no idea about the bullshit that goes on Twitter. Like it would not affect you if you weren't looking at it. And this whole like UFO Twitter and that whole side of it literally is not real life. Like it's not actually a part of the UFO conversation as much as UFO Twitter thinks that it is. It is purely confined to Twitter, which is why they only do like Twitter spaces, or why you see a lot of people who are in that world on Twitter. It doesn't translate to YouTube and stuff like that because people aren't looking outside of that specific
literally
kind of
in a very
hole.
tiny bubble that's shrinking every time they scare people off with their nonsense.
Well, and that's by design, though. I think you have to understand that, like, I think what a lot of people still to this day don't understand about ufology is that there are people pulling strings to do narratives and to make information come out or to make you hate somebody or like somebody. And I think that a lot of people, I say this a lot, but when you see behind the curtain of ufology, you don't want to be a fan of it anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and tales told in the dark is true, and YouTube really isn't real life also. But I will say that I think that YouTube is more real life than Twitter is, but it's also not fucking real life by any means. Like what you see that people put on the internet is a very small bubble of like what they are, and like not like there's people hate me on the internet, right? People hate me on Twitter. I've been doxxed on Twitter, whatever. But like none of those people actually know me, and it's so funny because if you would talk to people who knew me, all of those things that they say, all those things that they say are just like, that's not Jamie at all. Like Jamie doesn't do that. And I'm like, I don't. I'm like an angel.
And that's how Twitter is they demonize people that disagree with them and make them like push them outside of that bubble. And in a lot of cases, like with you, people love you. They love your show and all that stuff, you and Bree and everybody. And, I hope that pushes them out too. So now they're just arguing with each other the same old shit over and over and over again.
Yeah, and I would hope that people like me and Bree and how we give content because we give really good information and we do it really genuinely and we really are like ourselves. Like be saying some wild shit that we shouldn't be saying, but it's just who we are sometimes, you know? And I think that a lot of other places, especially shows that are like really produced and edited, they're editing out a lot of personality from a lot of these people who are trying to give information. And I don't know if that's necessarily a good or a bad thing, you know? Like, I think it's kind of a double-edged sword. Like, I feel like you do have to protect like your personal peace and stuff like that, but are people really going to watch you if you're not being your genuine self? Like if you're just being like some robot version of like I'm here to ask you questions, you know, like I don't watch.
And that's what the Twitter gang
robots.
thrives on is they are an anonymous zero with no face, probably some anime avatar up there, and they can say whatever they like because there's no repercussions for them just saying foolish nonsense or just being a contrarian to everything that you say.
Yeah.
And that's the standard.
And Jamie, you literally made so many good points because like dude, we have not caught up in so long. And there's like, there's been so many people that I've talked to that are like big names that have honestly like either been just kind of like rude or like in it for their own like agenda or like their own name to the point where I'm like, what is this for? Like, is this actually for like the truth of UFOs, or are you guys just trying to make like the best documentary to get like the most attention? You know what I mean? Because it's really like the information that a lot of people are ignoring, and a lot of it's happening on Twitter, and that's what's so disappointing because it's just like you said, nothing's going on, nothing is coming to fruition, and it's really not going to either because people circulate through that app so freaking fast. I mean, it'll be like a new group of 20 people every like 6 months, so it's just, I mean, what you said is just so important, and you say it in such an eloquent way that I can't comprehend. I can't say because word vomit, but like, oh my God, I just love you so much because you literally said exactly like what I'm thinking. And it's just like, oh my gosh.
Listen, the world is a weird place and you have to decide where you want to put your energy and your attention towards, right? And so me and my crew are choosing to not put our energy and attention into something that's just so awfully negative right now. And you're right. At the end of the day, nothing is ever going to really come to fruition with this alien shit. It's just not. Like, we have to learn the fact of that like the government coming out and admitting something is genuinely not going to happen. Like, it's just not. And even if it does, we get something, there are always going to be people out there who look at whatever evidence that's put forward and will not agree with it, right? So like, even if, I swear to God, even if President Biden were to walk out right now with a picture of a fucking UFO and be like, I saw this in my backyard, half of America would be like, okay, so that's a weird Photoshop picture. What, you know what I mean? Like, no evidence is ever good enough for anybody. No videos, no audio, no nothing is good for anybody. There's not anything that everybody can just agree on is real and true. And I think because of that, we're not going to get anywhere in the UFO world. Like, I've always said the best thing that people can do is like, you have to have your personal beliefs in it and have your personal experiences. And if you have it, you have it. And if you don't, you don't. That's it. That's the end of it. I don't think you need to convince other people it's real or try to justify what happened to you. I think that's just unfortunately the world we live in any kind of scenario. Like, think about it like, you know, like when women get assaulted, how nobody ever believes them and they have to like fight their way to like tell people that something happened to them. It's like kind of the same thing with ufology. You tell somebody you saw a UFO and then it's like that same rhetoric of like, oh, okay, whatever, weirdo.
Right.
So
or a weird picture of something and they obviously know way more about it than you were, not being there or not even knowing what the picture is or not knowing the context of anything. It's just like, honestly, it's like just, it's all so much speculation, especially with the UFO stuff, that everyone has a slightly different opinion from everyone else. And they're actually not wrong, but they're also not right. It's nobody actually knows. There's obviously weird shit going on, but I don't know.
I think what's happening is people think that there are facts in ufology, and there are none. There are no facts. Everything, even any of the information anybody has, even when they are researching and looking up to a story to tell somebody about something that happened, none of it is fact. Absolutely none of it. It is all just humans talking about their experiences. And one of the your brain literally just makes things up, like literally all the time, without drugs, on its own. It just makes things up. So it's not that I'm saying that to unvalidate things, but I think that people have a hard time remembering things, and they fill in facts and information, and that it's not a fact. It's your brain filling in things, trying to make sense of what you're thinking of. Like even your eyeballs. You guys know that we don't see out of our eyeballs, right? Like our eyes aren't looking at a door. My eyes are just an organ that is perceiving a shape in front of me, and then my brain is telling me what it is. Like, so think about like that. Like when you think about seeing like ghosts or UFOs, like you really don't know what it is. There are no such things as facts because we have no way to discern what is fact or not fact when your own brain is playing tricks on you. You know what I mean?
Right. It's I mean, like even like the ghost side of the para world, they have, some weird pictures just like everyone else does, but they at least have like some disembodied voices caught on tape sometimes, which is, you got to have an ear for that. Bigfoot people, they've at least got plaster casts coming out of their butts all the time of some weird footprints that they can take pictures of and cast molds of. And now 3D scan now is the newest thing with that. What does UFO people have? We got blurry pictures. We got a few anomalous, like radar scans and stuff like that. And it's 99% just personal anecdotes of, man, I saw this thing. It zipped around in the sky and then it was gone. And,
well, I mean, it's like asking an Amish person, putting them in front of a computer and being like, what's that? You know what I mean? It's like, sometimes we just have no idea what things are. And if you aren't like, okay, I'll give you a good example. I always get freaked out by like the North Star because sometimes I'd be staring at it and it looks like it moves, but it's just because I've been staring at it for too fucking long, right? Or like I'll see a star that looks like it's pulsating, but it's not that. It's like the star is pulsating. I'm seeing the it rotating and stuff, but with my eyes, it looks like a fucking UFO craft in the sky. But then I pull out my little thing and my app, and I'm like, wait, what is that? And it's like, oh, it's just a fucking planet. Like, your brain just it tries to make sense of everything that's in front of you, and I just really think that people take that for granted. Our brains are so not understood by science and the way that they operate and do things, and we can't really figure it out any more than we already have. I mean, for years we have like alive brains, dead brains. We're doing the best we can with the tools that we currently have, but I don't think that we're evolved enough yet to really understand what it is that's going on with us.
I always use the new car analogy. You go out and get a new car, at least new to you car, and as soon as got your car, you've picked out, you're driving it around town, and hey, that car is just like mine. Well, there's another one that's just like mine. That car is just like mine, but the color, the trim's a little different. That's like last year's model. All those same cars were all out there the day before and the week before and the month before, but your brain wasn't like attuned to, this is my car. I'm seeing my car now everywhere I go.
Yeah, there's like a name for that phenomenon, I think, and I don't know what it's called, but it's like you hear like red Corvette, and then all of a sudden you start seeing red fucking Corvettes everywhere. And it's not that you didn't see them before, it's just that red Corvette was never on the front of your brain for you to, like, you would scan it, but it wouldn't lock into your brain that it was something that was there. And it's a name, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a phenomenon that happens. And like a lot of people, they'll be like, oh my God, it's such a coincidence. My mom just mentioned, a Camaro, and now everywhere I go I see a Camaro, and it's like, well, it's not really a coincidence, it's just you're noticing them now because it's on your brain.
And there is now with all of that said,
I believe
Jamie,
in ghosts and aliens.
Do you still believe it? Is what my next question was.
And here's my thing, and here's why I believe it, and it has nothing to do with what other people say, and has everything to do with my personal experience of it. You know what I mean? I know what I saw and I experienced, and that's why I have the beliefs that I have. I would never force my beliefs on anyone else or try to convince them that they need to listen to what I'm saying or believe what I'm saying. I present them with the story, and I allow people to make their own decisions. And I think that that's what everybody should do, but I think that we don't do that because we live in a culture that is so incredibly critical of everything. I mean, on every platform, right? So like I see this a lot with people in the UFO world, and they go like, you know, they have YouTube channels and stuff, and then people leave them mean comments, and then they get like really upset by it, like people like judging their content and stuff. And it's like, you're putting yourself on the internet. Do you think they're gonna be nice? Like, the internet's not nice. Like, humanity is not kind. We thrive off of drama and gossip and like all that kind of stuff. And so like, that's what people do, you know? Yeah, that's right, Brian. That's right. Our brains are just receivers. And we haven't been given the proper owner manual to comprehend the reality that we're observing as individuals and collective, 1,000%. But I think that that's something that people have worked on over time. Like, think about like caveman days, right? Like, all they knew was kill, eat, sex, sleep, right? But like now we have so many other things that you wake up, you check your email, you do it, and that if you tried to bring those concepts back to that time, they'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? So you have to think like 100 years from now, the things that we do, like email, that people are going to be like, email. It's going to be like faxes. You know what I mean? They're going to be like, email, who emails, you know?
I just get it wired right into my brain with this implant from Elon Musk.
I mean, yeah, everyone's like, don't, it's just in my eyeball and I just see it. Like, I think, you know, that's the progression of life. I think we're just in an area right now that really desperately wants to be farther ahead than we are. You know what I mean? We're way too ahead of ourselves.
And this is the same with every generation. It's like, this is apex humanity where we are right now. There's no way it's going to be much better than this. They said the same thing in the late 1800s when the train moved at 40 miles an hour. Thought, well, we're never going to need to go faster than this. This is great.
We barely even use trains now. You know what I mean? Like, the last time there was a train that had that fucking accident, remember when all them trains went off the fucking rails?
Yes.
That's why we don't use trains anymore. I always think it's weird. So I was having a conversation with my friend because I've been flying a lot, right? Do you guys see flying as just like, I see it as just like another form of transportation, like driving in a car, driving on a train. Like, it's so normal to me. And other people are like, oh, it's a luxury to fly. And I'm like, maybe 20 years ago, but like today it's a necessity for people. Like, you're not driving 26 hours across the state for work. Like, they're gonna put you on a fucking plane. They're gonna get you there faster. You know, before planes, there were Greyhounds and trains and things like that. And I'm always so weirded out by people who like don't fly or like are afraid of flying. I'm like, are you afraid of getting on a bus? Like, it's like so weird and foreign to me, because it's like, I don't know, I feel like flying is like getting in a car. You know what I mean? For me, at least. I don't know if everyone feels that way.
Safety wise, it really is nowadays. I don't care for flying because I find it boring. I would much rather drive somewhere and I'll look at places on the way past. Like, I'm stopping there on the way back.
Yeah, I like to get up and stretch my feet and stuff, and not be like around like a cabin of people. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just different.
Stop off in some little town and hit up the local diner and check out the local food and stuff.
Y'all are crazy. I will take a plane anywhere so I could get there as fast as possible. Oh my God! Can I tell you guys? My husband, he's really horrible to fly with. Okay, so my husband is like a platinum member everywhere with, like, you know, Southwest, with the hotel we stay in, because he does it all the time. So he gets on the plane before me because he gets like a special boarding because he's so high up. They like check him in automatically. And I'm like, you know, in the slums because I just check in normal. So I'm like, hey, I need you to save a seat for me. And you're going to have to be aggressive. You're going to have to learn how to save a seat for me. He doesn't know how to do it. Every time I get on the plane, I can't sit next to him. And like, I've told him, like, he'll put his bag there, and like someone will come up to him and be like, oh, I'm saving it for my wife. And the person will be like, you're not allowed to save seats. And he'll just move it and sit there. And I'm like, sir, be more fucking assertive. Put your shit there and then just say I'm in the bathroom or something. Like, just start fucking lying. Like, what is wrong with you? And so now I'm mad because every time we fly, I can't even fucking sit next to him. I'm like, how rude is this shit? Because we do Southwest and they don't do like assigned seats.
Right.
So I had to sit in front of him. But you want to know what I did? I sit in front of him this flight down here, and I was one over from him, and so like the person who took my seat was behind me. So I had that seat back the whole goddamn plane ride. And then I kind of rocked once in a while. I didn't give a shit. Fuck her.
Well, with your husband, you could actually say the truth. Like, no, sorry, my wife's bitching out the guy with the lizard eyes in the back. That motherfucker's not even real.
That would be the best.
Did you see her review? Did you see her interview today? An interview today with her just came out.
No, but I know she did one. How was it?
Is it the same lady?
It's the same lady. So it's the same lady, and she did an interview, and she flat out said, she's like, I didn't see anything. What I was saying was like a turn of phrase. It wasn't that he wasn't real, as in like a real person. Like she was saying, like that bro's not real. Like that's how, and that's it. She said she was on an aisle seat. She ended up moving over for somebody to sit there. The person who sat there was really rude to her, and she was just like, I moved my seat for you. And then they ended up getting in a big altercation, and then she ended up getting kicked off. And when she was leaving, it wasn't that motherfucker's not real, like something back there. She was trying to be like what that motherfucker's not saying to you is real, like he's not being real. And then everybody just ran with it wildly. But she did the interview today, and she was just like, it's so wild to me that like everyone just, before even anybody asking me what the situation was, everybody just went off the rails. And she's like, she's truly embarrassed by it. She's like, I'm embarrassed by it. She goes, I'm actually glad that people don't think that I'm the same person as that, because then that makes me feel better that they don't think that it's me and it's not like embarrassing. But she was like, full blown. It was just, I had an argument with someone and I used a turn of phrase, and then people just wildly assumed. And I feel like that's what happens in ufology. Like people will say things and then it just gets spun the fuck around into like wild shit, because nobody ever stopped to just take the time and be like, hey, what's really going on, you know?
They don't want to. They like the drama. They have noticed that the drama feeds them and gives them more attention or more followers and more likes, and it's crazy.
That's how, like, okay, I'll say this. Like, if you notice, people in the UFO world don't get popular unless they do the drama stuff, unless they do the tit for tat, unless they do the Twitter bullshit. They don't get big. And it's a sad reality of the ufology world, unfortunately. But I think it's also like that with most consuming entertainment in general. Like, yeah, like you think about it, like the big YouTube channels are the drama channels. The big, you know, like the TV shows that are popular are the drama-filled reality shows and, you know, stuff like that. So I think just us as a society, we don't want the truth. We want to be entertained. And I think that once people decide their path of either being an entertainer or somebody who tells the truth, you know? Jojo, hey Jojo BB, I miss your breathing. I love Jojo.
I can't.
What you? Fap was saying I look little tonight. What did he say?
That's because Fap's a fucking bitch. I do not like him. I have beef with him. He can go away.
I love when he pisses people off.
It's not, he doesn't piss me off. I just think that he's like a cunt.
Miss you so much.
I don't know how to, he's just a cunt.
We get low in Fresno.
Oh wait, can I say the C word on YouTube?
Dropped it on
him, mad? I'm going to say it with a British accent. You're a cunt. Then I get in trouble.
That's it. This is normal. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like the attitude. I don't like the arrogance. Not my fucking people. And also, he didn't even know that what his name meant. I had to explain to him what FAP meant.
No way.
Yes, I did. Because that's not what his name is for. Because that's not what his name is for. His name is for abbreviation of something else. And then I was like, why is your name masturbating? And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like,
ain't no way.
Sir, you're on the
so
internet.
He's rude and stupid.
And stupid, yes. Again, my biggest trigger in life is stupid people. I can't stand stupid people. They make me so fucking angry. Just and like about dumb shit. Like I'm just like people who don't have common sense. I'm just like I can't with you because it's just like there's no reasoning.
I know Sonny's sitting right there. You know he can hear you.
I'm fucking sitting right here, Jamie.
That's not true, Sonny, because I would argue the opposite. I would say that you're not book smart, but you're smart. Much more like real life smart. You know what I mean? Like you're the person who I would go out out in the street and like I know we'd be fine. And those are the kind of people I like. And that's what I mean by common sense. I feel like people don't have fucking common sense. Like they just do dumb shit. And I'm just like, do you not live on planet Earth? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Or we're just all autistic. I don't know. And none of us know how to do it.
There is that, yeah.
I fully am undiagnosed autistic, but I'm pretty sure that I am. I just don't go to doctors. It's not that like I haven't been diagnosed. I haven't been to a doctor in like 15 fucking years, but I'm also pretty sure that I'm autistic. And like, I live with it at this point. It's fine. And maybe that's why I get so angry at stupid people, but like, I don't know. I just don't get it.
I figured it out. Why can't you?
Exactly. Oh my God, there's so many more people in the chat. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, we got all kinds of folks rolling in.
Sorry, I just yell a lot.
It's great.
Everybody wants to see Jamie. They missed her.
I was like, did people
For
hear
an
that I'm on the
impromptu
internet?
show. That's it. The alarms went off. The Jamie alarms.
Everybody's just recording this.
No, it's too late at night. Nobody's showing up. Everyone's sleeping.
13 people. That's plenty of people.
They're still wired from all the candy they got from Halloween a couple of days ago.
I was here on Halloween, so I didn't go out on Halloween. Halloween is my husband's birthday too.
Oh,
that's
so
awesome.
Y'all know what I was doing.
Eating candy?
Yeah.
Oh. You scared her off, you guys. Look what you did.
We lost
She
her.
didn't like my candy joke, apparently.
I think she was hitting buttons.
Yeah.
She'll be back.
Funny. That's great. We got JoJo Bones in the chat. Oh, there she is back.
What did you
do? Did you? Push the button.
She got nervous.
My computer was telling me it's going to die soon, so I went to hit the notification away and I closed the screen. I know. It was telling me it's a battery, and I'm like, okay, I get it. It's fine.
I've done it. Chad, though, he used to do it all the time. That shit was so funny. We'd be talking.
Oh my God, he would do it so much. But that's because he would have like 800 fucking tabs open and like not
make him pull everything up.
And I'm like, stop it. Stop having 800 tabs open. And then he would always, I swear to God, have like something that was a tab open that had sound in the background.
Yeah.
Every time.
It was for sharing stuff. That's why we always have
like
tabs.
Share something and we'd be like, what the fuck is that? And he's like, oh,
my favorite one still is when Ben put his driver's license up there. Dude, that shit was so funny to me.
Ben put his driver's license on the internet?
He had a tab open where he was sharing something and flipped through it, and it was just driver's license so bad. I'm dying laughing, dude. Oh, man. It was so funny. I was like, I think I said on the show, I'll give the first person that sends him a bouquet of fucking dildos. I'll
flowers, yeah. He just fucking doxed himself. Jesus Christ.
Just tons of pizza showed up at his house for free.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all,
I wanted to do some mean shit, but I couldn't do it.
Y'all don't want to be doxed on the internet. Don't put anything in your name. That's what I learned. I no longer have my apartment in my name. I don't have my phone in my name. Nothing is in my name. So that even if you fucking try to Google me, it won't matter because nothing is fucking connected to me. That's the way to do it. Find you a rich husband. Don't tell the internet your husband's real name because my husband's name is actually not Corey. It's so funny that people don't know that.
Women do that? They try to find rich husbands?
Yeah, that's what I have. Not only, but I hunted.
That's why I'm still single.
I was like,
I have no money.
But like, I used to work with my husband at a trucking company, and he used to be like a truck driver, and I worked like in the office. And I sexually harassed that man until he was like, he had no choice to take me home. I'm talking like 6 months. Every day I would go out there and just be like, what's up, daddy? Ooh, you looking good. And that, like literally, and just harass him until finally I got him so drunk one night that he broke down and he was like, all right, I guess we're doing this. It's been like 3 years now.
Ooh.
That's great though.
Yeah. He sent me a cute little meme today when he was working on Instagram that was like, if my wife ever dies, I'm dying too. I'm not staying here without her. And I was like, that's right. That's right. We're going out together. Because he knows.
Probably should be.
I did tell him though that if I get old and I get like Alzheimer's, he can absolutely put me in a home. Like I won't make him deal with that. But he's not allowed to remarry. He can have a girlfriend, but he can't remarry.
Dude, can you imagine her walk out there and hassling him every day?
Every day.
Every time she came out of the office and he seen her, all that was going through his head was that video. Whoa, here she comes. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you out.
Yeah, he's telling me, he's like, I don't date people I work with. And now we live together.
And she'll revert back to that when she gets the Alzheimer's in the home. So she'll be still harassing her.
For real. Can
you imagine being in the same home as Jamie when we get old?
Oh no.
I sleep with my door locked.
It would be a fucking nightmare. I'm gonna be a nightmare when I'm. Listen, I actually can't wait till I start to get gray hair because I'm really gonna lean into it, and I've decided that I'm gonna pretend that I have Alzheimer's early and like go into bookstores and steal books, and then when they try to like wrangle me, you know, like pull out the Alzheimer's card and be like, "Oh, it's 1984. Where are you, Tom?" And like just get away with it. Ooh, there's hubby calling me now. Hold on, it's probably done working.
You talking about me? Oh, look at that.
I'll see. When he calls, you better pick up right and then.
That's it. You get 2 rings, and then I'm hanging up.
You better call right back too.
She did. So it's good. Yeah, that's great. It's such a treat getting Jamie in here.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm gonna leave you guys now because Corey's on his way back. He'll be here
All
in
right.
like 5 minutes.
I love you.
I have to go I gotta go take off all my clothes. I love you guys.
Love you too, Jamie.
Peace out, naked.
Bye.
Wow, the whirlwind is gone. Well, what are we going to do for the next couple hours?
I don't know. It's quiet in here. It's like
I know.
We went from the club to the library.
Where did Big Willie go? What happened to him?
We can't talk about that live. But I'm telling them in the after hours, Willie.
Well, see, knowing Willie's track record, he's obviously making more babies. He's just cranking out them kids. What's he up to? About 10 or 11 now?
Tell that motherfucker to get cable. You don't listen. I said, I got cable. I said, yeah, but you need to get it in your room. You put that shit in your room. So you got something else to do.
Oh, man. Ren, I've noticed on your Instagram, you got a bunch of nature photography there. You've been taking a lot of nature shots around your place.
Yeah, I want to kind of, change my content up and be more authentic and real and just kind of like show the days of like, my, I guess like where I live, and it's not too glamorous inside the house. So like, obviously it's pretty outside. So I don't know. I've been really wanting to get into different types of content, as you guys know. And it's just like, it's a whirlwind, you know what I mean? You just got to like see what you like, I guess, because I don't really like taking pictures of myself anymore. That's so boring. And like, why would I'm almost 27? Like, come on.
I saw you're still checking out rocks and stuff. I still have the ones that you gave me.
Oh my gosh, yes, you guys. It's been so long since I went, but last time I went out there, I took the new puppy, Rain, and she was so good, you guys. Like, I was kind of nervous about her being a little scared or like getting into like snakes, out there, but we have yet to come across a snake, which is really good. And other than that, she's just such an amazing little dog. Like, so she, like I said, she looks like a Doberman, but she's not a Doberman. She's a knockoff Doberman.
Oh, she's not.
Yeah, she's an Australian Kelpie. So she's like a cattle dog. She has so much energy, you guys. I mean, she can run up to 40 miles an hour, I think. Like,
all the best dogs come from Australia.
Something like, she is crazy. She's so freaking fast, and she's just like, I don't know. I just have like dedicated kind of like a lot of my time to my animals, because ever since like my last dog passed away, that kind of was super difficult and like super unexpected. So honestly, like that, I've kind of like been trying to just get on with my life after that, because I'll be honest, like my last dog was definitely like an emotional support dog. So when she passed, I didn't have any of like, there's things and types of therapy you can go through to acclimate yourself and to prepare yourself for those types of situations. And I was not prepared, and I didn't have any way to acclimate myself. So for several weeks, I had to just, it was very, very hard. And so now I'm training my newest puppy, Rain, to be an emotional support dog, and she's learning the cues, and she's so good. She has a little hard time with like loud noises and stuff. There were some fireworks today, and she does not like it. She's kind of like my other dog, who was a boy. But anyways, as I was saying, she doesn't like it. And so she like hopped into my lap, and she's 40 pounds. So she's kind of big, but like she's kind of small. So she's just like this little nugget of fondleness in my lap, and she's like, when she's scared, you guys, it's not that she tries to sit on you, it's like she tries to bury herself in you.
Yeah,
She like
part of you.
Yes, and I'm like, oh my god, my ribs. Like
when they set fireworks off around here, my dogs are definitely scared of them, and they used to run in here. So I go out there now, and I tell them people are shooting at me. I tell them, don't let them shoot at your ditty. And my dogs will attack every firework. If they could get to the people lighting them, they would be in trouble. Now when fireworks go off, they run out there barking and attacking. They don't run to me no more.
Oh my gosh, that's smart. I never thought of that. Like kind of being like saying like, what is that? Like go get it, instead of like them being scared. I've never
like being scared of gunshots because they're trained. They're good dogs. You point a gun or a knife, pull a knife out, and they'll attack you. They know.
Wow.
So I don't want to be scared of gunshots.
That's so smart though. Like how did you train him to be like that though?
I've had dogs forever, and then I switched from pit bulls to Queensland healers a long time ago. And Queenslands are just easy to teach. They learn anything you want to teach them. They're smart. So they're cattle.
You're lucky.
They still herd me. Like right now, Holly's standing right there, so I can't get out of this little area. She's standing right there. She keeps me. She thinks she's keeping me in here.
Yeah, she's herding you in. Herding type dogs like that are super intelligent. I used to work with a company that they had like a border collie rescue because people see the border collie on a movie or TV or commercial or something like that. Oh, they're super smart. They're super cute. They do all these things. But they're working dogs. You have to keep them occupied. It's not one of those, okay, border collie, I'm going to work for the next 8 hours. Yeah. You behave in the house. The house will be completely destroyed by the time you get back because they have to be doing something.
You guys excuse me for 1 second, Enzo? I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I'm drinking a quadruple macchiato. I got to take a leak. I don't have any commercial music all fancy like Jess does on her show. So
I know she takes those commercial breaks.
I'll just leave you guys in charge.
We'll just talk amongst yourselves.
Talk border collies, but the border collie, and they would the company I worked for was they worked airfields, airports, and stuff like that to keep birds off of the airfield so that they don't fly in front of the planes and damage the planes and kill the birds. And because as it turns out that their premise was birds, and we're mostly talking like ducks and geese usually, is they see a dog as like a wolf, it's a predator. They're not going to hang around where a predator is normally there. So the dogs were trained just to chase him, never to catch him. They could certainly catch him if they wanted to, but they were trained where they would just get close enough to where and do the get down low and make barking sounds and stuff like that to scare them off, because Goose will freak right out when the dog runs straight up at him or gets in the water and starts chasing him around, But you have to keep them busy, all of those dogs, because they're so intelligent. I swear, the one dog that we had that I worked with the most, that dog was smarter than half the people I knew. If it had opposable thumbs, it would have driven its own truck and gone chasing birds. But you have to be careful with it because they are working dogs and they love to work.
Yeah, it's that's so crazy because she freaking they have so much energy. I mean, I'll go on like a 2-mile walk and then she'll come home and she won't be tired at all, like at all. But when I would do that with my chocolate lab, we'd get home and she would just sleep the rest of the day. Like she would knock out, you know what I mean? But these two guys over here, they're just, they go and they go and they go. And I'm so happy that I have like so many toys and bones. I think having a lot of bones for them and having a lot of like enrichment activities for them to like nourish their brains and get them like learning, and it's really important. I want to get one of those things where, I don't know if you've seen it, where they can like, you train the button to have a certain command and they can press the button and they'll be like, water, I want to go outside, or that would be amazing with them. You know what I mean?
They would conversations. It would always end, I want to chase the ball.
There was I think there's been like a golden doodle on YouTube. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but you guys should look it up. There's this like it's a golden doodle, and they have those buttons and everything, and it has a mirror. So they've tried to make it like self-conscious or like conscious, aware of itself. And the dog has started to ask for help. Like, help me. Why am I here? What is my purpose?
Oh my God.
The owners are like,
you get butter.
The male Queensland that passed away, Ren, he can talk. And I don't mean like he can talk like he just says words. Like if I was to say, okay, good night, guys, and then I just left him out here and went in the house, you would hear that dog say, I love you. I love you. I love you. Because he don't want me to go in. Or he'll say water. He'll bring you his bowl, say water. He can say asshole. Asshole's funny. Asshole's funny because he didn't figure that one out by himself. My buddy Shy Dog sat there and told my dog asshole. And then he would say asshole. And then Max would say, I love you. And he'd say, no, asshole. And I'd tell him, dude, he's not a fucking parrot. You're not going to be able to teach that dog how to say asshole, man. Within an hour and a half, my dog's saying asshole. And then everything was asshole for like a week. That's all he said. Asshole.
Dude, that's so crazy. It's like,
wow.
does that too.
And you were a fucking asshole. And you do mean stuff and everything was asshole. It was funny. But he could talk. Like dogs know what's up. They're not dogs. Have you ever had any animals besides dogs, Ren?
No, I haven't. I didn't. But when I was little, a baby bat fell out of the tree and we took care of it for like a few months. So maybe like
birds and bats. No flying stuff for me. But I've had all animals. For pets though, the smartest thing I've ever had is rats. Or a ferret. They're about the same. But a rat's just so clean and easy, and everyone thinks rats are dirty. They're not. If you were to pick my rat up and then she lets you hold her or whatever, you put her down, she would go clean herself off because your hands are dirtier than she is. She would instantly go take a bath as soon as you set her down.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I could take her outside, and then let her run around outside, and then she'll come and stand on my boot and put her little hands up. I'll pick her up. Her name's Kitty. And I tell her, okay, Kitty, go get in your house. Put her down out in the backyard. She would run through the garage, into the kitchen, down the hallway, into the bedroom, get in her cage, and go in her little house. They're that smart. They're that smart too. And they're supposed to only live like a year. Mine was like 2.5 years old when it died. It was pretty old.
Wow, that's pretty old.
Yep, she was spoiled.
So wait, what's the difference between a rat and a mouse? Was it a rat or was it a mouse?
No, it's a rat. It's a big old rat.
Oh, geez.
Almost a possum.
My daughters wanted a cat, and I went to the SPCA, and Deanna said, don't bring home the fucking animals, and you better not get no cat. And I was just going to go look. So I was looking, and they had this rat that they only get so many days, and then they're going to kill them. Right. So this rat, no one wanted it because it bit. And I asked the lady, what do you mean it bites? Because I already stuck my hand in there and was messing with her, and she was not biting me. The lady said she bit a little kid that stuck her finger in there, and rats are blind. Basically, they don't see. So somebody was feeding the rat through the cage, and then a little kid stuck his finger in there and got bit because I stuck my finger in there, and she bit the shit out of me, and I was just... So I opened the cage and stuck my hand in there. She jumped in my hand, and I was like, huh, she doesn't bite. It's she thinks you're feeding her. Don't put your fingers in the cage. That's
right. Don't feed him through the cage. Yeah.
The cage, it's big ass huge cage, and the rat and everything was like $5. So I named her Kitty and brought her home. She was already like 6 months old. So she was only going to live for 6 months, but this rat lived for another 2 years.
Wow.
See, she lived a long time. But yeah, she was really, really smart. Like every morning, her morning ritual, like when I got up in the morning, she wanted out of the cage. But just for like a minute, she didn't want you to hold her and shit like that. You open the cage door, she'll run up my arm, take her head and put it in behind my ear right here. And then she nuzzles her head in behind my ear, and then she licks my earlobe a bunch of times. And then she runs back down my arm and goes back in her cage. And leave her door open and she does what she's going to do. Never goes to the bathroom outside of the cage either. Only one spot in the cage. She would never pee or shit in the house.
Wow.
What?
I wouldn't have an animal that did that.
That's crazy. Brian in the comments who said a recent study indicates that rats experience consciousness similar to humans. So, I mean, with your experience, Sunny, it really seems like that little cage was her little home.
Yeah, no, she had a house inside the cage. She had a regular, like a real house, like in there.
Oh my gosh.
She had her own pet in there.
That is so cool. I would probably have a rat. Like, honestly, I would have so many animals, but I just don't think the dogs that I have now, they're not very, like, nice. I mean, I've tried to feed the ducks on the lake, and the ducks have gotten really acclimated towards me, but they will not come close to the dogs. They know, like, not to go near the dogs. So I don't think
that's a predator. That's how they see the dog.
I won't get any more animals until then, but I mean, the ducks in the lake, you guys, they're everybody's pets. I mean, I've pet them before. It's so cool.
Holly will kill anything and eat it. A cat, a rabbit, anything, right? But I have had wild rabbits that just want to run around it. Well, they're house rabbits, pet rabbits. They're not coming in my house, so they stay out here in the garage. And I just tell her, don't kill that. Go back in the house, and it lives out here forever. She doesn't try to eat it. She don't try to kill it. She doesn't do anything.
That is smart.
Dogs know. Like I said, dogs aren't stupid. Now, if I didn't feed her for a few days or something and she got hungry, I guarantee you that rabbit would come up missing. She likes to eat. Yeah, you couldn't do that and have two animals like that around each other ever. But same thing when you see a dog playing with a tiger. Trust me, that tiger's full. Yeah, I promise.
That's funny.
You see a human petting a tiger? Yeah, the tiger is not hungry.
I would really
what it breaks down to. I don't care how tame it is.
Some things that but cows, I think a cow would be a really good pet. Like the cows that don't have horns. And I know that's really random, but I was just thinking, I'm like, what's like a big animal that could deal with the dogs? A cow.
Deanna would lay in the fucking pen and sleep with her steer. I told my wife. Dude, they're the best pets ever. They're like horses. Almost. They're close. You ain't gonna ride one very fast, but they come up and put their head in your arm right here like a horse, and they rub up and down with their heads, and yeah, they're very loving.
See, now that makes me so bad for eating a burger or even going in and out ever, because how am I supposed to? They're more tasty. Good.
They're definitely more tasty than they are loving.
Yeah, they're delicious. So
yeah.
I love them.
I'm like,
too.
why did I bring that up even?
Actually, it was a few years ago now, but went to the Kansas State Fair. They had this specific little tent area where it was all baby animals. And in Kansas, they do raise bison here. And the cutest one there was this baby little buffalo. Just just a miniaturized version of buffalo. It was all shy and trying to do stuff. And the baby cows were pushing it out of the way to get the food that you had for it. And it was super cute.
There's a guy here that has a big ass, well, probably no more, but a while back when I was younger, the guy has this big ass Brahma bull in the town of Easton that I live in. I went to his house to do tractor work, and I had to disc the field that the bull was in. He had to take the bull out of the field because if I was to go in the field with the bull would try to kill me, even if I was on the tractor. Right?
The tractor.
So the guy goes and gets the bull, comes out, and I'm like, fuck you and your bull. Get that motherfucker away from me. He said, no, totally fine. And I mean big, Enzo. Fucking big Brahma bull with big horns,
real big,
huge animal. And he tells me, no, you can pet him. Fuck you, I ain't touching that thing. Not after you tell me it's going to kill me. And he goes, no, really, only in the pen he'll kill you. And then he jumps on this thing's back. was like, oh God, here we go. You know, I was getting ready to ring the 8-second bell because I knew what's coming next.
Yeah.
Then the thing starts walking around like a horse with him on it and walks right over to me and rubbing his head on me. And the guy said, I told you, he rides him in parades. You go in the field that thing lives in, and it's so territorial that
it's territory, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that's why he was like, "Oh, you can't go in there with the tractor." I was like, "On this big ass tractor?" And he goes, "Yeah, he's gonna fuck that tractor up." That's what he told me. If he could get you off of it, he's gonna kill you.
It kind of reminds me of what orcas do to boats in the ocean. How they'll ram the boats to get the people off of them, or they'll ram the icebergs to get the seals off of the iceberg so they can eat the seals.
You seen the shark do that shit to the dude in the yellow canoe? Come up and start biting, but full fucking, full on, not roll up and then and bite his canoe. This motherfucker pops out of the water like Jaws.
Oh.
Well, it was earlier this year. There were more than a couple of stories about orcas coming up and like ripping the rudders and stuff off of boats so that they're can't
stuck.
go anywhere.
They can't
or do
go
anything.
anywhere.
And then they just batted it around, push it around. And
I told you guys,
honestly,
I told you guys, we used to go to the aquarium in Morro Bay, right? Well, there's a big fucking bay right there. These guys go out in these fucking paddle boards and those little canoes. And this guy tells me that lives in that area. He goes, those people are crazy. And I go, yeah, there's fucking whales out there. And he goes, that's exactly it. He goes, I go, that's what they're doing. There's whales that come up, these big, not orcas, but they're big ass whales. He goes, yeah, those whales are all cool until they come out of the water and then land on your canoe. He said they do it on purpose. I was like, oh shit. They're big. They're not orcas.
Oh yeah.
I think in like catalogs, however things were documented back then, there were documentations of whales doing that to like sailboats where like people are, the time when we use sailboats to traverse like long distances, that actually happened, that whales would damage boats in that way. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but that's a thing.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's especially if they come out of the water and land on them or bite the damn prop off.
Yeah, and all of our ships used to be made out of like what, wood or like, way back then, like they would be smashed in seconds.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of those orcas would be more scary to come across than a shark.
Okay, so Jamie was talking about planes, but what is scary? What would you guys rather be on? Would you guys rather be on a plane or would you guys rather be on a boat? What's safer for you guys?
A boat. I can swim like a motherfucker. I can't fly for shit. I'm going to tell you right now. If the boat sinks, I can swim. That plane crashes. I'm telling you, I'm not going to grow feathers. I'm not going to be able to fly back to the ground. So, yeah, I'll pick the boat.
And so what about you? Oh, and I think you're muted.
Sorry, I was typing and I didn't want to have you pick that up, but I'd probably go with the boat too. There's still a lot of other things you could do besides that. If you're attacked in the air on a plane, there's not a lot you can do.
Yeah. Oh, Brian. Okay, that was a good option. You said the submarine option. Ooh, okay. I don't think I would choose the submarine. I'm very claustrophobic, so I would take the plane over this. That's actually a way better comparison because a plane and a submarine are pretty much almost like the same. You're both
one's in the air and one's on the other.
And they're both not cylinders. You know what I mean? You're both in a cylinder type of apparatus. So thank you, Brian. Yeah, well, we got submarines. No.
Nah. A plane's just a submarine with wings, but for some reason I don't want to be in that sub.
Yep.
Not so it's gonna implode. No, I'll take the explode.
You're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, that ain't for me. I was scared of flying. I was scared to fly, and then I had to fly from here to Minnesota, and we left Fresno and went to Colorado and then went to Minnesota. So we had to stop in Colorado and change planes. I was scared until we took off, and especially because all the passengers got on and then the fucking pilot got on, right? And when the pilot got on, he looked, because the plane I'm on only had 2 jets on each wing. So it wasn't real big, you know. And the pilot gets on this little ass plane, this jet, and he looks back to all the people sitting there. And I was like right in the middle where the wings are. And he goes, which one of you guys is it that hasn't flown? And I'm looking around like, yeah, which one of you fuckers ain't flown yet? Nobody's raising their hand. And I was like, fuck, he's talking about me. I'm the only one on this plane that's never fucking flown on a plane. And so I put my hand up. And instead of saying like, oh, don't worry, it's going to be fun, or he looked at me and went, oh, man. And then he went in the cockpit. And I never seen him again. I was like, oh, this motherfucker. What's he going to do? You know, like, what's he going to do? But yeah, the only thing that was crazy is when we landed. Plane lands like this. We landed like this. And I thought, oh, that's it. We will wreck this motherfucker. You can't. I didn't know that the tires could turn. So we landed completely sideways into the wind. And I was like, oh, dude, we're going to wreck the fuck out of this plane right now. I was grabbing on the shit. Like, oh, here we go.
Yep.
You're like preparing to die.
So landing scary, flying scary, but the takeoff, guys, the only thing you're ever going to do that's close to those G-forces is drag racing. The drag racing shit. And that's the only time I've felt G's like that before. So where you're just stuck in your seat and can't move. If you guys like racing and you like going fast and you haven't flown because you're scared, that feeling of those G's will trump the scary. Okay? Like if that's something you've never experienced but you always wanted to, the jet gives you almost as much as some of the dragsters. Like you are stuck in your seat when they take off. It's the fastest damn thing I think I've ever been on. Going down a track like that, and then instead of stopping, you get the end of the track. But yeah, you get there quick too in a jet. I never realized we have a jet car that runs at the track, and so I've never driven it, but I can imagine now what that guy's going through when he lets go of those brakes. Yeah. So for me, that part trumped the scared part because I would fly again. Like,
well,
I would
when it comes to it, when things are going to go wrong, worst possible case scenario as far as flying goes, it's the landing that's the hardest part of all of it. The taking off's easy. The cruising at altitude is easy. It's the landing, because the way that you have to land the plane, especially like a large airliner, is you're literally putting just enough gas to the engines to where the engine's about to stall out. It's going so slow to slow it down enough to land on the runway.
When we left Colorado, that wasn't the same pilot. That I'm sure, I think he was fucking with me, and that's why we landed crooked.
He was.
Okay. Because he was just like, oh. And then nothing happened between there and, okay, from Colorado to Minnesota, we got way the fuck up in the air, and this jet had 4 engines on it, and we were way up there. We're flying, and then all of a sudden, I shit you not, the drink that's on my table levitated. I grabbed that motherfucker, and I was like, what the fuck? We're just straight falling out of the sky now. We went from flying to falling out of the sky. It fell like maybe 20 feet, and then wham, it catches. It does this a few times, okay? But the first time I didn't notice what happened. The second time it did it, I noticed because I'm sitting in the middle of the plane again. And when it first happened, I was laughing. Funnest fucking thing you ever feel in your life is falling out of the sky for some reason to me. I thought I was scared of that shit, but I'm the only one laughing on the plane. And I seen the stewardess sit out and put her seatbelt on, and the buckle seats shits on. So the second time it happens, we're flying, and I guess we're hitting a pocket where there's no air, and the plane, the jets you just fall out of the sky, and you fall fast, guys, very fast. So it's like weightlessness, and it does it again, but this time when it catches, I was looking out the window, and when it caught, the wings of that plane fucking folded up like bird wings. I was like, oh my God, one of these wings is going to snap right the fuck off of here. Jesus Christ. I had no idea that the wings could bend like that on a plane, and then they just came back level once and did it one more time, then that was it. But when we landed, before we landed, they were telling us we hit air pockets.
Okay, so really quick, somebody explain to me what an air pocket is and why that happens, and like what is that?
Oxygen there, or air there, and the plane don't have nothing to fly in because we were way the fuck.
And so take yourself off mute. And so I need you to explain.
I was like, why is Sonny rudely talking over the guy that would actually know about it? It's but basically just like in the water, air is acts a lot like how the water does. So I'm sure you've been like at a pond or a lake or something like that. You see the water slowly swirling around little eddies and stuff like that. Basically, that's what an air pocket is. It's just 3D
like
kind of in the air where basically where the air circulates and around it, where if you're flying straight through it, it's almost like hitting a speed bump kind of a thing, where it's this pocket of air that it's got, this little circulation where it's separate from the air around it, sort of like an eddy in the water that you would see, that swirling water, where if you were to try to fly through that or swim through that eddy in the water, you'd be all kind of discombobulated. It's the same thing with air. This is just aircraft landing in high crosswinds, just to make you feel better. How would you like to be on this thing?
See, I never knew either that the wheels could turn.
I ain't gonna lie. We just came in fucking sideways the whole approach. It looked like we were drifting onto the fucking airport, man. And I mean, since I'm sitting in the middle, I'm looking out the window and the fucking landing strip is coming at me. Like I'm looking at the fucking runway, dude, when we landed. And then it jerked back straight and everyone kind of whipped around.
Typically what you'll see with airports
is kind of like that.
They'll have, like, sometimes you'll go to an airport and it has multiple runways pointed in different directions.
Yeah, you see the wings? No.
Yeah.
That's the only part I didn't like.
Perfectly fine. That's perfectly normal. But when you see airports that have, like, especially like when they're 90 degrees from each other, is usually when they design airports, they design the runway position so that it's where the predominant winds are for different times of the year. It usually is, summer it's one direction, winter it's another direction. For a lot of places, it's just off. Like where I live, predominantly in the summertime, the winds come straight out of the south, and in the wintertime, it comes straight out of the north. So all our runways are, for the most part, they're usually like 10 degrees off north-south. Mm-hmm. And you have other places where in the, wintertime, it might be east-west, and in the summer, it's north-south. So you've got totally different stuff. But there's always
see how the wheels are turned? I did not know they could do that. I thought we were just 100% way fucking off on trying to land. I didn't know those wheels could turn like that guy was doing up there. Oh, look, he set that shit down all perfect.
And that's what they do, is wait until the last second and they kick the rudder over and get it to land straight. Yeah, you see those air brakes come
like all day.
Now look at the wings, how they're flopping around.
See, I would have been full flaps already. Slow this bitch down. I guess landing into the wind, you can't do that.
See how crooked he is right there.
Yep.
And they'll kick the rudder at the last second and kind of straighten it out a little. Well, they should have. Yeah, he waited too long there. He's got the thrust reversers out on the engines. Yeah, he's doing that. It's like, whoa. That's a bad landing there. Bam, bam. Yeah. And when you're out there on the airport, you can literally hear the tires "kuk" kind of a sound when they hit the runway. That's a wacky runway. I don't know where this is because it's wavy. It gets like higher and lower there. This guy said, "Screw it, I'm going back around. I'm not going to make it."
I think he was just trying to take off.
Pull those landing gear up. Watch the landing gear fold up.
Huh.
There you go.
Yeah, see, that ain't for me.
I might choose a boat or a submarine, actually. I think I redact my statement.
I
didn't like
that. I can fly an RC plane, guys. All right, so we have planes at Eagle Field, and there was this one Cessna that was in the barracks, in the not barracks, but the hangar for a long time. It was in the back of the hangar. And I kept looking at it for a while, and I finally went over and looked inside of it. It's pretty fucking cool. It had all leather interior, seat folds up. This is like a car in there. Seat folds up. Passengers get in the back. Shut the seat back. So it's got these pins in the wings and all the rudders and shit. Everything's got pins in it. So I go through and I pull out all the pins and I get inside of it. And it's exactly like an RC airplane. There's no difference. I mean, it's the same controls as a fucking RC airplane.
Pretty much, yep.
I was like, wow, I think I could fly this. Well, about that time, I got caught. It fucking the owner of the hangar. He comes over and jerks the door open, scares the shit out of me because I didn't see him coming over the side. He goes, "Sorry, what the fuck are you doing in there?" And I looked at him and I go, "I think I can fly this." And he goes, "Get the fuck out of that place."
Like, something out before I arrest you.
My face was saying I wanted to try it. I was like, I think I can fly it. I was dead serious. I'm scared of heights. I don't know what would have happened.
You were just like feeling confident.
Get up there in the streets.
Well, and
well,
then
now
I've
what?
told people before, like, I could fly the shit out of an airplane, but I've wrecked a lot of them trying to land. I can land pretty good, but sometimes it just happens when you least expect it. I know that's what'll happen to me in a real plane. I'm gonna wreck it because trying to land it.
What a lot of people don't realize about flying a real plane is you're mostly flying the instruments. It's not like you're looking out the window the whole time and flying around and deciding, that's what you're doing. Yeah, sure. If you had like an old biplane, I guess, or something like that. But nowadays it's mostly the instruments, and especially when you're landing, like those airliners that we were watching just a minute ago. You saw the angle that they're up like this as they're landing. You're looking up into the air when you're landing. So you're looking at your airspeed. You're looking at there's like radios that you're aligned to that are navigational aids that you're all lined up and stuff like that. And plus, of course, there's somebody in the tower that's watching the entire time, and they'll wave you off. Like we saw a couple of them in that video where they're like, "Oh, go around. You're not going to make it." Usually the pilot knows usually if they're getting to a bad place. It's like, nope, because there's only so much room on the runway where it's like you need to have all your nose gear and your main gear tires on the ground and slowing the hell down by this point. And if you go past that point, they're like, go around.
I shared another video of, I don't know where it's at, but there's this people standing on a cliff. And it's like it's like a lookout point type thing because it's all rock and bars. You can walk up to the edge of this cliff and look down the cliff. You know those what do they call those little fucking planes? It's like a glider, but it's got metal hanging down from it with a little lawnmower engine and a prop.
Like
they sit in it.
Yeah.
Those little planes that they fly that have glider wings on them.
Mm-hmm.
One of them comes kind of low over that cliff where people are videoing it with their phones. And it goes over that pass where they're all standing and looking off the cliff, and it goes to turn, and one of those fucking wings broke off, and it just out of the phone's sight. And I was like, huh. It wasn't even I wonder what happened video. Like you know what happened. You didn't get to see it, but you didn't need to. I was just like, I do. And people build those in their garages and just take off and fly them. That blows my mind, dude, because that's the kind of shit that'll happen if you build some shit in your garage. I can't remember the name of those things. Auto lights, something like.
Ultralights.
Ultralight. That's it. Ultralights, guys, is what I'm talking about.
What?
And they will literally slap lawnmower engines on there and be like, "This will work."
Pretty much.
Briggs and Stratton.
Yep.
196 cc's. That ought to work. What do you got now, Enzo?
Oh, this is the one where it's like at the beach.
Oh yeah,
a whole bunch
this
of
is right by the beach.
People are all lined up. Let me see if I can fast forward this a little bit.
Yeah, right by the beach, dude. Where's this at? Like Brazil or something?
Eyes.
Maho Beach.
Oh, no, Monaco.
That is.
Oh, yeah, Maho, whatever.
And the jet blast is hitting these people from that aircraft right there. You can see their clothes and everything like that.
I don't think they realize how sandblasted they're going to get before that happens. because there's got to be sand on that runway if there's sand right there on that beach, and it's got
it all gets blown off. But they had one where there was a plane coming into land.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one where it lands is crazy. It's woohoo, that's too close.
Here you go. Look at this.
Be so loud.
Right over their heads.
Boy, if they ever see me land, they'd be running the fuck out of the way. They see me coming.
You'd be chunked out in the water there.
I love seeing people do things where it says like, "Do not stand here, do not walk here."
Look at their clothes. They're like,
look, they even have the flaps down on that one, so that's blocking a lot of that jet.
No, the flaps aren't in the way of the engines. They'd rip off.
Those flaps look down like they were. Yeah, fuck all that, man.
He's just stupid.
Dummies.
What you don't want, you guys, don't try any of what we just showed you. Don't try any of that at home.
Yeah, don't do that.
I have a little tiny fold-out table, Enzo, and I have a little tiny plane that if it's too windy, you can't fly it because I can barely fly it back against the wind sometimes. On this little 4-foot table, I take off from there and fly around and then come back and land on that 4-foot table. This is perfect. Never go off the
That's very good. That's really good.
Just really good at it, and I still would not want to try that in a real plane. I think it's because I'm scared of heights. It's once I get close to the ground, I'm going to be trying to land that plane like a dirt bike because I don't want to land. Yep, just aim down and brace for impact.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna wind up with like that. It's, I know part of my job when I was in the Air Force the last few years was a crash scene investigator. So I've seen a million different planes crashing kind of thing, and people dying and stuff like that. So
I bet that ultralight's like a TikTok video. If I showed it on here, I might not have showed it on here.
I don't know. There was one that I was I'd have to find it again, but a guy's flying one of those paragliders where it's just the fan with the parachute over the pyramids in Egypt, and he gets like super low to like the really big one, whichever one that is, and it's the one where the top of it's kind of like the very peak part's kind of busted off where it's all missing. And he's flying over it, and he gets low enough to where he like touches one of his feet on the top of it, which he wasn't supposed to do. But what I noticed is when he goes over it, you can clearly see where someone has etched stuff into the top of it from like 1,000 years ago. Somebody's probably like etched their name in it from some Roman soldier 1,000 years ago that was pissed off he had to guard the place, went up there and scrawled his name in it or something. It's like, what is that? Yeah, it's graffiti. But it's like 2,000 years old.
There's videos that these people make, and I think that's on TikTok too, of the paragliding. And I think these guys are like stunt doubles, but one of the guys gets like caught up, and he ends up like, I don't know if he ran into a tree, but it looks like somewhere in Utah. So you know how like the trees will grow within the rocks? So he's going through this canyon, and half of his like paraglider splits, and then he just gets stuck between this tree and a rock. And then you look down, and he's probably like a few thousand feet from the ground. And he's just like, oh shit, fuck, how am I supposed to get down? Like, you know what I mean? It's so crazy. Like, how would you get down? You know what I mean?
Here's that video I was talking about over the pyramids.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
And you can see on his leg, he's got his phone there that probably has all the GPS and stuff like that, and the altimeter and all that stuff. He's using it. He does a low pass there, but he circles back around and actually touches his foot on the top of that thing. And when you look really close as he does that, you'll see there's like stuff etched into the rock. It's on this pass, I think. And you can also see, I'll just pause it here for a second. The sides of those pyramids, they're kind of like indented in. You can see the line right there, and even right there. So it's not totally flat. It kind of bends in a little bit.
Those are rain gutters.
For the most part, yeah, probably.
I wonder if he could get in trouble. I mean, like, how are you gonna catch?
Oh yeah, he was not. He was not supposed to be doing this. He was not supposed to be touching his foot. But
oh yeah, there is shit carved up there.
I'll go back here. What the fuck is all of this? You know, it's crazy.
Those are instructions.
Yeah, building instructions. How to disassemble this pyramid.
That ain't no Roman writing.
Yeah, obviously this stuff is, but there's like right here, it's kind of upside down, but it does look, those are like regular English type letters, so it's probably Latin.
Mm-hmm.
So as I saw that, I was like, what? That's crazy.
The things they don't tell us.
Yeah, what's going on up there on top of that thing? Yeah, you're not allowed to climb around on those things at all. No. And you'll find YouTube. There's the Sphinx right there.
You can see the fence all around it. He's like he didn't get shot down.
Well, he had to get permission to do what he's doing, but he did kind of like sneak through, and he certainly wasn't allowed to do this, I'm sure, flying that low over all of this.
Oh man,
that's pretty cool though.
It kind of all just looks like a sandcastle.
Yeah,
just like one giant sandcastle.
And there's the city of Cairo butted right up against it.
I wanted to try hang gliding too, and I seen a hang glider one day, and it was so funny. I thought the guy was hang gliding, and he was just way up in the sky. So I went to the spot where these guys take off at Sky Harbor. It's a place out here by us, and his car was there, and his hang glider was in this big old tarp on top of his car. So I was like, what the fuck? And I see the guy standing there, and he's got a remote control hang glider. And so I start talking to him. That's why it looked like he was so high up in the sky. It was only like 5 feet wide, you know. So I start talking to that guy, and I tell him, yeah, I always wanted to try hang gliding. And then we got to the part where I'm scared of heights, and he goes, oh my God, you can't do it ever. And I go, why? And he goes, you will pass out. And I said, no, I think I don't get that scared. And he goes, no, you will 100% pass out. He said, then you'll die. Because I'm scared of heights. And
how scared does one be to pass out? Like, how scared do you have to be? I don't know.
I'd have to be really scared. But
I don't know. If you watch old movies in the 50s, all the ladies seem to pass out seeing something scary. If
it was that easy.
It's like, yeah, I don't think that's how that would work.
Yeah, the ultralight's crashing. After I seen that, I was like, yeah, I don't want no part of that either.
There's not a whole lot left. Same thing with like helicopters and stuff like that. You're not really living through a helicopter crash. Yeah. Although I did meet a guy that did, and he was a mess.
But there's got to be a guy, you know. I mean, there's guys out there, girls out there that know ultralights as good as I know motorcycles. And look how fast I've gone on motorcycles I've put together, you know. So, yeah, 228. That's my top speed, guys. 228. And
wow.
I know that's fast. And it would go faster 100%. It would go faster. Just not with those tires. That front tire was going to explode. It looked like it was going to come apart. And those are brand new tires. I was and trust me, I wanted 230 so bad that I knew if I didn't let out right then, something bad was going to happen. Like it was one of those things.
Run out of road.
And that's
are you close to breaking a world record or anything?
Oh shit, I don't know.
I was gonna say, I mean,
no, because people go out to the salt flats, gear their bikes way up, and they go fast. I mean, that's probably faster than you want to be going on country roads out here. I guarantee you, I hold the record for Orange Avenue.
Oh. I'm sure
say that.
We all kind of do.
Watching and start doing stupid shit like that because just No, that was when I was way younger. And I built
We're all like little
every
speed
bolt
demons here.
I put in that motorcycle myself too. So that's not something I went and bought and then did. That's yeah. But yeah, there's
Yeah.
gonna be people out there that build ultralights that have that same confidence in themselves. So that's why they go out there and fly them.
I want one of those because I used to thought I've had thoughts in the past about having an ultralight because it looks super fun.
It does.
But what I want, I would never be able to afford it, and it's not that great, but it looks freaking amazing. Is that Jetson Arrow thing? I don't know if you've seen that. It's basically a quadcopter that you can ride in.
Oh, like a one-person thing?
Yeah, it's the video I have down there below.
Oh, okay.
Where it's
oh, yep, I've seen that.
This tiniest little, where it's like a quadcopter kind of a thing that you can ride in. There he is. He's got a cell phone there tracking his speed, 48 miles an hour.
I'm not too good with a helicopter, but I guarantee you I could fly a drone. Yeah, they're easy to fly to me.
That's basically what this is. It's a big drone.
I could fly it. Now that I would feel safe flying in. I would fly that around.
It's only got, because of course it's all batteries. It's all electric. So
I would want big old the white bars with the fin in front. Choo choo choo, like a speeder. What do they call that thing? A speeder from Star Wars.
Star Wars.
That's what that looks like.
Oh yeah, that would be so fun.
Bike.
Going across the desert.
That looks like just a blast, right? Ripping through the desert like that. It's like, man, that looks fun.
How much are those?
Probably about I don't know if they.
That's
$100,000. They won't let you say the price. It'll be like you have to make an appointment first.
It's got to be $100,000.
It's 190 pounds for the whole thing. You have to be a certain weight size, which is why I would never be able to do it.
You can't be a
fatso like me.
I'm only clearing it by 10 pounds. Oh no,
maximum pilot weight 210 pounds. So service ceiling 1,500 feet AGL. That's above the ground.
Battery for me flying it around.
Well, it just won't fly as long, and I think its flight time is only like 20 minutes or something like that.
Oh,
it's not very long.
Fast enough. I can go halfway to Vegas in 20 minutes.
Well, you're going to be walking the other half, so
I know.
But you're probably looking,
jeez,
50,000 at least.
Oh, way more. It has to be way more than that.
It probably is way more than that.
It's gonna be 130, 150.
It's probably gonna be as much as like a Porsche, like 130.
It's got to be more than a supercar. That's why I'm saying 130, 150.
Okay, a supercar is at least like 300,000 and up.
Let's see, order one.
Well,
due to the
$98,000 full price.
Just a simple down payment of $8,000.
That's not bad.
That's just the down payment for ordering one. Full price, $98,000. Order with your credit card right here. Ready?
Go ahead. Get me one.
Somebody just give me your Amex. Is there anybody in the chat with an Amex that I can use?
That's right. Let's get those super chats rolling. We got a $98,000 Jetson one to buy. Yeah, that would be pretty damn really slick cool, though. To have that kind of money just to piss away at something like that only flies around 20 minutes.
Oh, people do. People have that kind of ridiculous cash.
You'd have to set up like a line. It's like, okay, I can fly from here to there in 20 minutes. I'll have an extra set of batteries I can swap out and then fly another 20 minutes. just hopping from one place to another. Swapping out the batteries and keep going.
All they got to do is have 4 more propellers and they can put more batteries on there.
It's already got 8 because it has a rotor on the top and a rotor on the bottom on all 4 corners.
I think those are those quiet propellers too, huh? That they're not.
I don't
portioned
know.
Right. There's like 2 with a counterweight on the other side. It's weird. The new props for their drones, and they're quiet as fuck. There's no more buzzing flying around.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lawnmower coming at them. Yeah, it's all about the propeller design, what it's made of, the whole works. But yeah, there's that. That's what I'd like to have.
Well,
of course, I'd have to like chop off my legs to fit the weight pattern, but to get in it. But
Grandmaster gonna buy one.
Yeah, there you go, Grandmaster. Let us know how it is.
Yeah, guys, give us the money so we can buy one, and then we can do the research for you, and then we can just tell you how great it is.
You know you're going to get at least one live broadcast from the thing, and then it's going to crash with everybody on board.
Yeah.
Get my fat ass in it. We'll see if it can hover for a minute. Oh, that's all the batteries can handle. It's just hovering for a minute. And it clunks down on the ground. Yep, 98,000. That was well worth it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd want to spend that much money.
That's a little extreme. My
dad used to have a saying: if you can fly it, float it, or fuck it, it's cheaper to rent it than buy it.
That is a saying.
That would actually be pretty. If there was a place that rented those, would you hop in it and try it out? I'd definitely do that.
I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, my dad really did used to say that.
He's not wrong. That's the way to go, though. 98,000. Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It really is for something that's basically a go-kart with props on it.
Especially
it's got that tiny roll cage. It's like if you ditch that thing in the dirt, you're done.
If I spend 100 G's, I'm gonna want to play with it for more than 20 minutes at a time. I get more than 20 minutes out of the RC cars.
That's still pretty fucking cool.
It is, man. And you can see what I'm talking about too when you're looking at it if you put some speeder stuff on there.
Oh my God. They've made 328. They've sold 328 of those things. And they show where they're from. It's like, here's Texas, Australia, California.
I'd still rather have the jetpack with those jets on your arm.
The ones the Navy's try out. Wow, that's got to be super dangerous too.
I don't
watch what you're doing.
I don't even care. That's got to be the funnest damn thing ever.
Like, flying around like
I'm scared of heights. I'll fly over the water. Not too high over the water. I got to try that shit out.
Yeah, but you're going to lose it if you go into the drink. You're going to have to throw those things off so you can float.
I'll put some floaties on there. Floaties on the rest of my arms.
Put more floaters on those rockets than on yourself, just to save yourself the money. Not that seawater is good for anything, for any mechanics.
Yeah, those things, when I seen those, I was like, that can't be real. That was real. I was like, holy shit. They got some real G.I. Joe stuff out.
G.I. Joe. It is like some G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Rain, are you getting tired yet?
Am I getting tired? You guys, I'm always tired, but I'm the youngest one here. So why are you asking me that? You guys should be asking yourselves that.
I didn't know. I'm not tired. I mean, I could still go a little longer. You guys are ready to shut her down. We're at 2 hours here pretty soon.
Oh, dang, it's already been 2 hours already, you guys?
Well, for us, we didn't show up late.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my bad. My internet has been so bad, you guys, lately. So I guess they're doing like work on it, the cables or whatever, because I live in the middle of nowhere. So we have like a really weird internet. We only have one internet provider that we can choose from. So yeah. Sorry about that, you guys. Oh, be nice, you too. Rain.
Sorry, I had to yell at the Queensland. The pit bull tried to lay by her and she attacked him. She's not.
Dude, that's so funny you said that because right as you said that, Rain was trying to eat her brother's food and he was growling at her to like not eat his food. Right as you said that, that was really funny.
Now
That's weird.
Now she's crying, walking around in circles because he can't lay down. It's dogs, man.
Well, let's look at your Iron Man jet suit here that I've.
Okay, yeah, let's check it out. Oh, that's it.
All right, I don't want to listen to you talk. There you go.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. That looks fun.
Oh,
and it's just on the arms too. I thought there was. Oh, there is a thing on the back.
Yeah, he's got one on his back too, but the one on his arms is how you go forward and backwards.
Lying on top of that truck. That's pretty cool.
Boy, it takes some balls to the head dive off that truck like that.
That's so cool. That would be fun.
That was Rin. She would just do that all day, just bouncing.
Yeah, around. If they said just go out there and jump around, that would last about fucking 2 minutes.
Oh, look at that. You saw when he moved his hand out of the way? He zonked himself.
Reminds me of like Iron Man. Remember when he would be doing this, working on his suit, and then he would do it wrong and it'd be like, shoot something from the wall.
Look at that.
I can do it. I think I can do it. I need to try it. I'm going to need some on my feet too. I don't want to look stupid flying through the air like that.
See, that's crazy. How they have like the full suits. That's nuts.
That's the old school jetpack back. They had those in the 50s.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys have like been okay. Well, I don't know, but there's been like some chatter about how like in Argentina and Brazil that some of the locals there have been like terrorized by, I don't know, maybe Enzo, you've heard about this? About
right, I've heard about it.
Yeah, about these people in like military that they think are like special operatives now in these military jetpacks that are terrorizing these like locals because they're thinking it's like more of the military instead of like aliens, but the UFO community is obviously thinking it's aliens. But it's interesting because you just showed that snippet of the guy and he was in a full suit and had like a motorcycle helmet, and I'm just like, people could definitely mistake that as like an alien or something, or just something otherworldly if you were not from the United. Dude, look at that guy's car collection.
It looks so
different. Wait, that's Iron Man.
Yeah, that's Iron Man. Trust me, if you can have that suit, you can have them cars, I promise.
See, that's just like it. That's what I'm saying though. That's really funny.
Yeah, I have a lot of coordination. I just think I could figure that out real quick. But that don't look that hard.
You'd have to.
Yep.
You ended up doing that. You just spill off into the
ground. My only problem right there. Mm-hmm.
I would be scared of like blowing my hands up with the heating apparatuses next to them.
Well, it looks like your hands are inside the control parts that control that, and they're inside these guarded things. And
all right, I better take it.
You got apparently, yeah.
Yep, that was long enough.
They're like, oh, you also have to do all of this training in order to be able to.
You need to be in shape. You can't be a big fatso like me and think this thing's going to get your lard ass off the ground.
We have to be doing handstands off of weights and stuff.
Gravity.co is where you can find those.
It seems like everything we get for RC cars, we get it before the automotive world does. So I got LiPo batteries a long time ago and brushless motors that they use for planes and electric shit now. And I remember getting those brushless motors especially, and I was like, holy shit, they're going to do some stuff with these motors. And that's before Tesla. Like, like we're coming out. I'm pretty sure that's all that stuff runs now is brushless type motors like we use in the RC stuff. So I always figured, because they make jets like that, Enzo, for what we were seeing on those guys' arms.
Uh-huh.
And they got a lot of fucking thrust. So I there's got to be some that they've made or tried that's battery powered jets.
Probably.
There's big.
I found the website that they don't really sell them, but they sell training on how to use them. And it's $8,500 plus whatever fuel it uses a day to get trained on how to use it.
That's because they're all insured, and it was $8,000 down, so they make $500 if you wreck it and break it.
Pretty sure if they're messing with that level of tech, $500 isn't a big deal. Isn't the big profit margin for them?
Oh, but I bet they get it every time.
That guy had a Ferrari and he was just like chilling. So yeah, he must have so much money.
Fly that experimental thing around my Ferrari. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll get another one if you crash.
I wouldn't let that thing near my house.
There was an old video of a Ferrari actually sliding off a racetrack, and I used to see that video all the time. But it was it had some cones up, and it almost looks like it slid into a dugout. It's drops off the track like that because it's raining. And I found out not too long ago that video I was watching wasn't some guy racing. That was some guy on a test drive. They had a bunch of like, I guess, supercars out there because there was another car in front of him that made the turn. So I don't know if that guy was on a test drive too, but this dude slammed on the brakes and the car just slid all the way off the track. He never let go of the brakes. And
that must have been real painful for like the people that actually own the car.
I would be mad as a dealer if you scratched my Ferrari.
Yeah, that's it.
If you flew a jet back into one, I would be. Oof.
Apparently that $8,500, that's one day where you come in and you see a flight demo by an actual pilot, jet suit familiarization, morning flight session where they basically train you on how to use it, break for lunch, then an afternoon flight session. So you probably like buzz around for like a few minutes and that'll be it for your $8,500.
Oh my gosh. I'd rather go to Europe or something for $80,000. That's so much money.
You could have a hell of a trip for $8,500.
Like first class, everything.
Yep.
Once you got trained, you could then do it afterwards where you just jet around in that, zooming around Rome. Hey, I'm going to go check this out. Hey, I'm going to go land in the Colosseum. Check that out.
Then
I'm going to fly to the top of the Eiffel Tower, the easy way, and just fly straight up.
Yep, there's no way. Those toys, those toys are definitely going to get people hurt.
Yeah, we're just not ready for that. Like Jamie said, like evolution wise, we're not there yet. Maybe some of us, but
it would be another one of those stories of the billionaires in the rickety submarine going down to check out the Titanic, and oh no, it fell apart. Who imagined that would be that it was such a slapdash thing that they smashed together and put some duct tape on it. Yeah, it's fine. It'll be great.
The scary thought for me is I was with that jetpack thing. As soon as I mastered it, the first thing that would happen was it's not fast enough. So I would be trying to figure out a way to make this thing faster. I'd be the first.
How do we go faster? You're out there with your
nitrous on the jet. See if that works. See how fast we get those props through.
Yeah, those are little jet engines on their arms. That's pretty slick, though. Things. If you won the lottery, would you go and do that for $8,500? Do that for a day?
The dragsters up here, I quit racing those because I watch it on YouTube also. I can get those, that one right there. I can get that dragster to run like 2-point-something seconds in an eighth mile for the dragster size. It's fast. I seen a guy do it in like 1.7, and I was like, there's no way, dude. I don't know how much money he had to spend to get that car to do that, but that car's got a lot of money into it right there. That remote control car, that's a fast one. But yeah, I gave up. I was like, you win, motherfucker. I quit. Mine's cool the way it is. It can just sit there and look good.
Yeah, I quit. I can't.
There's no way. I couldn't imagine. At the end of that, and I have wheel weights. I can't tell too much, I guess. But at the end of the run, if I don't let off the throttle, that car, after it happens about 5 feet after you pass the finish line, if you don't let off, it'll shoot straight up in the air. It can't hold itself down no more, and it drags the ground when you're driving it, so it's as low as it could be, and it's still because it goes like 70. And as soon as it hits 70, it goes straight up in here.
Hey guys, I gotta take off in a second
Okay.
because my dogs need to go outside and they're kind of like being a little butthole. So I just want to let you guys know I gotta take off in a few minutes.
All right, we'll say our goodbyes then.
Yep, it's been a while.
This was great though.
Yeah, 2 hours and 10 minutes. Guys, this was fun. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Hey, Enzo, JoJo saying he misses us.
JoJo, next week.
We missed JoJo.
Yeah. I know.
Coming out with us.
JoJo. I need to find him in chat and drop him a link for the. I'm gonna stay on here for a minute if you guys want to hang out.
All right.
I'm gonna go do what I do, and then if I'm free, I'll come back on later for the after show. I don't know if you can hear them. They're literally like, can you hear that?
You gotta beat them. You gotta beat those dogs.
You gotta beat them.
Look, watch. They're just so. They're so funny when they talk to each other. Okay, I love you guys. I love you guys. I'll be back. Bye, guys. Bye. Thank you.
Peace out. And I'm gonna exit with our outro again. And then I have a new one. I just haven't downloaded it yet to this. I got to figure out how to do that. But all right, guys. Enzo, you hang around. Guys, I'll drop you some links. Yep. JoJo, I'll drop you one if you're not busy.
He's asking.
But yeah, we'll see you guys soon.